Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly do that right now. Thank you. Okay, my last update about Twist of Fate was about how the goons captured Rhea and Disha, and they said they will kill them if anybody move or talk. And at the end of the day, Abhi got there and rescued everyone, and they celebrated the festival happily. And Ranbir was taking Prachi home. But they got into fight again, and Prachi got down from the car and she was using her leg to walk. So that was where we stopped the last time. And if you are yet to watch that, please, it will be up in the card and it will be in the description box below. Watch it before you watch this for better understanding. Let's continue from there. Prachi was walking on the road and she was upset with Ranbir, and two goons were sitting by the roadside and they followed Prachi, and Prachi turns to them and tells them that her mother is a judo expert and she is very powerful and her name is Superwoman, and she asks the goons not to follow her and she runs. Prachi was running and she sees Ranbir and she was happy and she ran to him, and Ranbir thinks that why is Prachi smiling, and the goons comes there and Prachi tells Ranbir that the goons were teasing her, and Ranbir laughs and talks to the goons in Bangla language, and he tells the goons that Prachi is his wife and there is no gain in teasing her, and the goons leaves. Prachi asks Ranbir if he is also teasing her, and Ranbir says that he lied to the goons that they are married to save her, and that was why the goons lost interest in her. And Prachi says that Ranbir shouldn't have lied and he should have fight with them instead. And Ranbir says that he doesn't want to fight because he doesn't want anyone, especially Prachi, to get any injury. And Prachi says that Ranbir doesn't know how to fight, and that was why he sent the goons away without fighting them. Ranbir and Prachi were walking towards the car and Rhea couldn't sleep at home, and Ranbir asks Prachi that what kind of guy does she likes, and Prachi says that it is a secret and only she and Shahana knows the answer, and Ranbir asks Prachi to tell him and he promised not to tell anyone. Prachi says that she doesn't like aggressive guys who plays football and hangs out with girls, and she doesn't like guys who looks like Ranbir. And Ranbir says that he doesn't want to know again because Prachi has started badmouthing him. And Prachi says that the only good thing about Ranbir is that he doesn't like boxing. And Ranbir says that he likes non-violence activities and he recalls himself doing boxing. Rhea calls Ranbir and Prachi asks him to pick the call and talk to his girlfriend, and Ranbir walks away a bit and talks to Rhea, and he told Rhea that he is with Prachi, and Ranbir sees the goons coming near them again and he ends the call, and Rhea feels that she is lucky to have Ranbir who loves her even after knowing that she is doing bad things. The goons snatched Prachi's purse and ran away, and Ranbir asked them to come back and take the other stuff also, and he secretly told Prachi to fight with the goons, and he blindfolds her, and Ranbir asks Prachi to fight as he gives her instructions, and Prachi started throwing punches at Ranbir while blindfolded, in which Ranbir was throwing the punches back at the goons. Later, Ranbir and Prachi were able to defeat the goons until the last one, and Ranbir asked Prachi to give the last goon a very hard punch while being blindfolded, and Prachi accidentally hit Ranbir's nose instead of the goon, and Ranbir asked Prachi to take off the blindfold, and Prachi takes it off and kicks the goons, and they both walk towards the car. Prachi tells Ranbir that now Ranbir knows her secret and he knows that she can even beat the goons even when blindfolded, and Prachi applies ointment on Ranbir's wound, and she says that she was the one that fought with the goons, but it was Ranbir that got injured, and that is because Ranbir is very delicate. Prachi said that her mom used to tell her to keep the ointment with her in her bag, and the ointment has helped her now, and she blows Ranbir's hand, and Ranbir smiles looking at Prachi, and Ranbir made Prachi sit in the car, and Ranbir started driving, and Prachi said that she is feeling good today, and Ranbir says that he can see that. In Purab's office, Purab asks Priyanka that when did she come back, and Priyanka says that it was today, and Purab asks Priyanka if she came to do her internship, and he asks that why didn't she say it at home, and Priyanka asks Purab not to tell anyone about her internship, and Purab said okay, and Rishi comes there. Priyanka asks Rishi to drop her at her house, but Rishi says that he came on a bike and it is raining, and Purab offers to drop the two of them at home in his car. In Ranbir's car, Prachi tells Ranbir that she doesn't want harsh driving and slow driving too, and Ranbir says that her superpower has been activated with him as well, and Prachi says that she did everything today. Ranbir stops the car and asks Prachi to get down, and Prachi says that on the road again, and Ranbir says that they are in front of Prachi's house and it is raining heavily, and Ranbir asks Prachi to get down, and he also asks her to take his umbrella with her because of the rain, but Prachi says that she would not melt down, so she's not taking the umbrella. Prachi got down from the car and Ranbir drives off, and he thinks that Prachi must be drenched in the rain by now, and Prachi keeps her bag and enjoys the rain with her hand wide opened. Ranbir checks his wallet to fill up the petrol, and he realizes that his wallet is in Prachi's purse, and he goes back and sees Prachi enjoying the rain, and he gets mesmerized seeing a different side from the usual ones. Prachi saw Ranbir and she comes to him and she asks him to join her in the rain, and she sprinkles water on Ranbir, but Ranbir says that the water is dirty, and Prachi said that Ranbir doesn't know how to enjoy the rain, and Ranbir says that the next day Prachi have to take medicine for staying in the rain, and Ranbir asks for his wallet and Prachi gives him the wallet and he says goodbye. Rishi comes back home and Pragya tells Sarita that Prachi got drenched in the rain, but Rishi doesn't, and Rishi says hi to Shahana, but Shahana was upset and she goes, and Sarita asks that how come that Rishi did not get drenched in water, and Rishi says that Purab Khanna dropped him at home in his car. Pragya asks about Fusion Beat Company from Rishi, and Rishi says that it is Purab's company and he is working with Purab's company Rhythm, and Purab is Abhishek Mehra's best friend, and Pragya asks if everything is fine with Rishi, and Rishi says yes, and Pragya feels good and thought in her mind that she is happy that Purab has his own company, and she smiles to herself. Ranbir was still in his car and he thinks that did God open the water tank of heaven today because the rain continues so heavily and it is not ready to stop anytime soon, and he thinks of Prachi's words that he would feel the rain and enjoy it, and he gets down from the car into the rain and he was truly enjoying the rain. Ria comes to Ranbir with an umbrella and she asks that what the hell is he doing in the rain, and she asks him to stop because he would get sick, and she asks him to come inside, but Ranbir says that he is enjoying the rain a lot and he asks Ria to go inside, and Ria was surprised. Ranbir doesn't want to hurt Ria and he told her sorry and they both went inside. Pragya, Sarita, Shahana, Prachi and Rishi were sitting on the dining to eat, and Pragya serves the food to Rishi and she says that she made it specially for him, and Sarita says that Pragya made the food with so much love. Shahana silently tells Prachi that Pragya is behaving as if Rishi is her son, and Prachi says that it is not like that, and Shahana says that she knows that Prachi is thinking about someone, and Prachi thinks of Ranbir, and after the food, Shahana says that she wants her room back, and Prachi and Shahana go to their room while Pragya tells them good night. Pragya tells Rishi that she would come to his office tomorrow to meet his boss so that he doesn't give more liberty to Rishi, and Rishi smiles, and Sarita asks Pragya if she knows Rishi's boss, and Pragya says that very well, and she thinks to ask about Abhi and her daughter from Purab when she meets him the next day, and she thinks to meet Abhi and her daughter as well. Vikram's mother and Pallavi wipe Ranbir's wet hairs, and he tells Pallavi that the water has become cold and he asks her to bring warm water, but Pallavi doesn't want to go, and Vikram's mother asks Pallavi to go and bring warm water for Ranbir, and Ranbir praises his grandma for supporting him, and Pallavi goes to bring the water. Ranbir asks his grandma to go to Vikram and asks if he needs anything, and his grandma asks him to take the steam to feel better, and she goes. Ranbir messaged Vikram to get some love from Pallavi and his grandma, and Ranbir comes out to the hall and he sees Abhi sitting in the dark, and he comes to him and asks that why is he sitting in the dark. Abhi was having ice cream and he teased Ranbir by trying to put the ice cream in his mouth, but he did not, and Ranbir sneezed and said that he was drenched in the rain today and he enjoyed it. Later, Abhi asked Ranbir if there is any girl in his life, and he asked him to tell him if there is because he really wants to know. Ranbir thinks of Ria and he was about to tell Abhi, but Abhi's grandma comes there and says that she has asked Abhi not to eat late in the night again, and Abhi says that he knows that it is not permissible to eat in the night for Ria and Kiara and not him, and grandma asks them to go and sleep because it is late. Abhi's grandma leaves and Abhi whispers to Ranbir that he has also felt similar thing that Ranbir is feeling now, and he later realized that it is love, and Ranbir thinks of Prachi, and Abhi asks Ranbir to get himself checked, and Aryan comes there and Ranbir asks him to play video game with him, and they leave to go to Ranbir's room. Ranbir plays video game and Aryan asks him that what exactly is bothering him because he looks worried. In Sarita's house, Shahana asks Prachi that why is she worried, but Prachi doesn't want to say anything, and Shahana tells Prachi that they have shared many things together and they are more than sisters now, so Prachi can tell her whatever is bothering her. At the mirror house, Aryan asks Ranbir that what is not in his control that is bothering him, and Ranbir says that he only needs to sleep and he goes to bed. In Sarita's house, Prachi asks Shahana not to tell anyone about what she wanted to tell her now, and Shahana said that she will not tell anyone. Prachi then tells Shahana that she is very dangerous, but she seems to appear simple, and she tells Shahana how she fought with the goons and made them fall down, thinking that she was the one that was giving the punch to the goons, not knowing that it was Ranbir because she was blindfolded. Shahana clapped for Prachi and she asked her to compare herself to a fighter. Ranbir was sleeping on Aryan and he thinks of Prachi's words and he keeps his head on Aryan's shoulder and says good sleep, and Aryan asks that why is he saying this, and Aryan gets up and he thinks that he cannot sleep here with Ranbir tonight, but where will he sleep? Ria was in her room and she feels love for Ranbir and smiles. Purab comes home with Priyanka and tells Ria that she has a surprise for her, and Ria gets happy seeing Priyanka and she hugs her. In Sarita's house, Rishi wakes up in the night to drink water and he finds the jug empty, and he also finds a lady's handkerchief on the table and he thinks that it must belong to one of the ladies in the house. Purab comes to Abhi's room and he did not close the door, and Abhi was wondering what is going on with Purab. And Purab says that now there would be much sound, and Priyanka comes there and surprised Abhi, and Abhi asks that where is her mom, and Priyanka asks him if he is not happy that she is here, and Abhi says that he is very happy. Priyanka calls her mom and gives the phone to Abhi, and Abhi talks to Dasi, and Dasi asks Abhi to take care of Priyanka, and Abhi says that Priyanka and Ria are just like sisters and he promised not to let anything happen to her, and Purab says that Priyanka has joined their company for her internship, and Abhi says that he will tell Priyanka what work to do and also give her her own office. Ria tells Priyanka that she would go and wake Mitali up to make white butter for them, and Ria and Priyanka leaves the room, and Abhi gets emotional and tells Purab that Ria was just like Pragya because Pragya also used to eat white butter a lot but she never put on weight, and Pragya wanted to have a son but he wanted daughters, and Purab says that Ria is like Abhi and he is sure that their other daughter that is with Pragya must definitely be like Pragya. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update. Bye guys.